It's a very vulnerable place for me.
Just real quick, on a serious note, it's about a friend of mine that passed recently.
I can't do this, I'm sorry, bro.
Music just makes some of us want to cry, doesn't it? But it's especially difficult for some stars to even get through their own songs.
I get to live in a dream because of you guys, so thank you for that.
Billie Eilish's music has no shortage of emotional moments, but we all really get choked up when Billie gets caught up in her feelings on stage.
I just want to thank you all for coming and making me cry.
Sprained ankle.
I have 2 sprained ankles at the moment.
Billie is no stranger to injuries, and we've watched her struggle with shin and ankle pain throughout her tours.
I fell down the stairs as soon as I got here, so...
She's always very open about it, but sometimes she just can't put on a brave face and push through the pain. Her work ethic started to wear thin in August of 2019 when she sprained her ankle mid-performance while in Italy, which she called so embarrassing.
Dude, I sprained my ankle immediately. That's so embarrassing. And dude, I sprained this one like a month ago.
Most notably, however, Billie was not okay with giving the crowd anything less than 100%, and she ended up getting emotional. Here's Billie's own words.
You guys are so sweet, oh my lord. It's so stupid because I'm like choked up right now because I'd rather not do a show than do a crappy version for you. Like, I just want to give you a good show. I'm not gonna stand because it really hurts. Oh, this is so trash. It's literally a nightmare, for real. I can't do this, I'm sorry, bro.
At another point during the concert, Billie was in so much pain that she had to be carried off the stage. Poor thing. Tears in Prague.
This is the only chance we get to be in this moment.
In her 2019 When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go tour, Billie is known for closing out her shows with a pitch to her fans to simply live in the moment and that all we have is right now.
This is the only moment that we get to be in this moment right now.
While doing a show in Prague, Billie seemed to be overwhelmed when she took her very own advice. Living in that moment for her meant taking in the fact that she gets to perform for a living to her adoring fans, and Billie was overcome with emotions. Starting off with the words,
I don't know how to express it.
Couldn't have been more fitting because Billie began to tear up.
Get to live in a dream because of you guys, so thank you for that.
And in Billie Eilish fashion, told herself into the microphone to keep it together.
Well, keep it together.
Who wouldn't start to choke up? Knee problems. Billie's been open about being prone to injuries before. She used to dance when she was younger, and she said that the hobby really took a toll on her body. I gave up a lot of healthy working limbs. My whole life I have been prone to injuries. It's so bad ever since I was little. Unfortunately for Billie, she just can't seem to catch a break from getting hurt on stage. In Washington, D.C. in June of 2019, Billie's knee decided to stop cooperating with her, as it literally stopped working and locked up in the middle of a song. Billie starts the song When I Was Older laying on the stage and works her way into a standing position. Well, usually. This time around, you can see Billie's frustration as she gets stuck in a crouch and keeps telling the crowd that she can't move. She tries to laugh it off, but you can tell that this is a frustrating and emotional moment for Billie, especially when some crew members have to come help her. Thankfully, Billie Eilish fans know how to get hype for the show even if Billie can't. I Love You breakdown.
I mean, I am who I am. I'm open.
I don't hide how you're feeling, you know?
Billie is always honest, and she's proven that both in interviews and through her music. One of Billie's most vulnerable songs is I Love You, which she performs on stage in every show. We may not fully know who this song is about, but Billie felt especially connected to her late friend at her New York show in June of 2019. Billie started off introducing the song by asking her fans to do something special.
I'd just like to say that a friend of mine passed away a year ago today. Could everybody please just put your lights up in honor of him? Please.
And that this particular performance was dedicated to that friend, XXX Tentacion. Throughout the song, her brother Phineas is there to lend his support, but just towards the end, Billie can't keep it together. Thankfully, Billie's fans sang loud enough so she didn't have to. Billie also ended the song with a special personal tribute to XXX Tentacion. Vulnerable, I Love You again.
The one we're about to do is one of our favorites I think we've ever made.
This same song almost always brings out certain emotions in Billie, and also us too, because it's just that powerful. Perhaps it's the way Billie chooses to perform this song with her brother Phineas that really gets us all in our feelings. At her show in San Francisco in May of 2019, Billie introduces the song I Love You by describing her choice for the intimate performance of the song.
The song we're about to do, we wrote on a bed in my room, just like this. So we wanted to perform for you guys the exact way we wrote it.
Once the crowd feels like they're a part of something special and intimate, it's hard not to get emotional. And also, once again, Billie fights back her own feels throughout this performance at every single show, because this song just does something to you, right? Even if there are lyrics in the song that literally say, "I didn't mean to make you cry." Too late, Billie. Coachella tears. Billie is constantly reminded of how lucky she is to be living the life she's got, and sometimes it's hard to hold those feelings back. Performing at Coachella 2019 was nothing short of a dream come true for her, and she couldn't keep herself from tearing up. Towards the end of her performance of When the Party's Over, it was the audience's enthusiasm that really got to her. Fans were cheering and yelling so loudly that she had to stop mid-song for a while and even lowered her head into her hands and seemed to be wiping away tears. Billie also said on stage, "I promise you, if I could stay up on this stage for the rest of my life, I would. Forever. I'm not crying, you're crying." And also Billie is crying. Billie loves her fans.
I want to be as reachable as possible, if that makes sense. I don't want to be completely on another world as you.
Billie Eilish has some of the sweetest moments with her fans out in public or at her meet and greets, but not everyone is so fortunate to get a one-on-one with Billie. So sometimes Billie just wants to take time to talk to her fans during her show and let them know how much she appreciates them. But during one particular show where she tried to tell her fans how they're helping her live her actual dreams, she just couldn't keep it together.
I just want you guys to know I love you all, and you're the only reason I do any of this. And it's literally a dream. I'm living in a fucking dream. And like, if I actually really think about it and actually look at you guys, I'm gonna like cry, so.
Does anybody else just really want to give her a hug right now?
And I'm
You are
squishy. I'm
actually
squishy. You gotta hug me, bro.
Tribute to X. Much like her emotional dedication to her friend during her song I Love You, Billie once wanted to pay tribute to her late friend XXXTentacion. Getting ready to play a song on the piano in an intimate moment in October of 2018, Billie can barely introduce this song without choking up.
Just real quick, on a serious note, it's about a friend of mine that passed recently. He like, I'm about to cry, I'm not even gonna get into it, but this song is about a very powerful person. He made me feel okay when nothing else did, so I just...
Billie even had to stop the song for a moment because she made a few mistakes.
I got in my emotions.
Billie barely makes it through the song, and you could hear a pin drop in the room during this powerful moment. Thankfully, she got a reassuring hug at the end of the performance from her brother Phineas as she held up her arms in an X for her friend. A tearful speech.
Oh my god! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
You know that feeling at the end of a concert where you get really sad that it's almost over? Maybe that's what Billie was feeling during this moment at the end of her show in March of 2019. Attempting to introduce her last songs and give her band and crew some much needed attention,
And my big brother Phineas right there who opened his door.
Billie seemed to get in her feelings again thanks to the crowd chanting her name. She wanted to continually thank her fans for being such an awesome crowd, but had to stop herself because she knew the feelings were coming.
See, I'm not gonna go into it because my dumb is gonna cry, so.
Seriously, who's cutting onions? When the Party's Over. Billie seems to have a particularly difficult time getting through her song When the Party's Over without crying. Maybe that's why she made herself cry black tears in the music video too? Either way, we found two different moments where Billie's emotions got the best of her during one of her most intimate and vulnerable songs, which totally makes sense. During one performance in Paris, Billie had to tell the crowd to stop being so sweet mid-song.
I can't sing if I'm crying.
Thankfully, she pulled through thanks to the crowd singing so loud, but not without a few tears. But Billie almost didn't make it through this same song in 2018 too. During another intimate performance while sitting on a stool, Billie made it right about to the bridge of the song before dropping her head and almost crying. But with a deep breath, she regained her composure and finished the song thanks to her awesome crowd. But man, there's just something about this song.
I was very patient
and here I am happier, you know?
So what do you think of these emotional moments with Billie Eilish? Has her music ever made you cry? Tell us your favorite Billie Eilish moment in the comments below. While you're there, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for stopping by The Taco, and we'll see you next time.